Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to the Minecraft Survival Guide. I hope you guys are having a good day. Today we're going to be getting on with some more automated farms for the villager trading hall here so that we can have lots of resources available to trade for a single emerald per resource with some of the villagers that we have in here. And today I'm going to do something I have pledged to do a long time ago but not quite followed through on just yet. Today that changes, because today we are going to go and get a Vindicator from a Woodland Mansion, and we're going to name tag him Johnny, and he is going to be a cow farmer for us. Perhaps even a pig farmer, sheep farmer, whatever our butchers in here require. We also, to be honest, need to get ourselves some butchers, because right now I don't have any butchers in here. But basically we're going to set up an automated animal farm using a Vindicator name tag Johnny, who is going to be able to kill all of the animals inside. And while, of course, it would be a lot easier to get a Vindicator from a raid triggered nearby, I kind of promised a long time ago that I would go to that Woodland Mansion and bring back those Vindicators. And so, just because I feel like doing it, we are going to go out to the Woodland Mansion and get them. Part of the key to this is the fact that Vindicators in Woodland Mansions cannot despawn regardless of whether or not they are name tagged. So I think it's going to be a kind of a good idea to go out there and find those Vindicators to begin with, because it's going to be easier to move that guy around without name tagging him in the first place, and obviously name tagging him Johnny means he's going to target absolutely everything. But anyway, it's going to be a little tricky to move these guys, so I brought some supplies already. Of course, I have the supplies for getting, you know, a nether portal set up over there and stuff like that. I need to make sure that we can bring him back through the nether, but then we're going to do something a little bit crazy, and we're going to try and take him over the top of the nether roof in order to get him back to this base. Now, that's going to be a little tricky, but I think we can do it, and I think we can do it with a minimal amount of supplies. The Woodland Mansion is some 5,000 blocks away in that direction. I've got the map here to guide me, because I honestly couldn't remember what the coordinates were, and I looked back through my old videos and screenshots, and I couldn't find the coordinates for it at all. But then we're going to bring him back using barely any rails. We're not even going to use this many rails to get him back through the nether, as long as we can get him on top of the nether roof. That, of course, involves breaking the bedrock once we're up there, so that's going to take a little bit of extra redstone mumbo-jumbo, but that's something we've done before. In the meantime, I'm just going to make sure I can get over to the Woodland Mansion in the first place, and you know what, I'll bring an ender chest with me just in case I run out of fireworks. And here we are, coming into land, making our way back into the mansion, and hopefully, fingers crossed, some of the Vindicators that we have saved, yes, they are here. They're here inside, and in fact, a couple of them, I think I name tagged Johnny originally anyway, or at least I had the name tags ready, but it seems like this guy does not have a name tag. Nope, he is a regular old Vindicator, and there should be a few others trapped in some of these. Oh, there's even still some experience from the last time I was here. That's fun. Let's see. This guy here, yep, he seems pretty cool as well. There's probably a couple trapped on the upstairs floor. Perfect. So at least we have a couple of chances at this if something does go wrong. The first thing we need to do, of course, is make our way to the nether, and for that I'm going to try and head back to the entrance hall, whichever direction that was. I think it was around this corner here, and I'm going to build a nether portal right over by the entrance. Let's grab some of the blocks around here. There was not a Vindicator in that one. Let's set up... Oh, it seems like I've had this idea before. Apparently there's a nether portal right here. What are the coordinates of this? I need to take those. Okay, so here we are stepping out into the nether on this side, and our coordinates are really not that far away from the central nether hub. So if we really wanted to, we could build a tunnel and make our way back through the nether nice and easily. But you know what? This nether portal is actually kind of far away. So I've got an expert at getting rid of ghasts now, by the way. This nether portal is quite far away. So what I want to do is try and transport the Vindicators on the top of the nether roof if we can. And that's going to require making a portal up on the nether roof that Vindicators can travel through. So this is kind of going to be an interesting piece of tech that we haven't really encountered before. A nether portal that will take us to the top of the nether in the first place. Now the thing is, ordinarily nether portals will not transport you onto the top of the nether roof regardless of what elevation you build them at in the overworld. Basically, when you are transported to the nether, the game doesn't want to place you anywhere above y equals 127, which is usually the place where the bedrock roof in the nether spawns. I am digging basically directly up right above the nether portal here, so we can be sure that the coordinates we come out here are going to be the coordinates on the roof of the nether that we'll need to make a portal that'll get us back to that Woodland Mansion. Of course, digging upwards like this, in the nether especially, is something that I don't recommend doing, but in this case, I've got my fire protection armor on me and my quick reflexes. I should hopefully be fine. And we've managed to come out into, a higher up section of the nether. Fantastic. Okay, we will dig up a little bit further here. We are keeping the same coordinates as we go up. And, of course, you can always dig up a second section next to yourself like so, just so that you have a place to dodge out of the way in case you end up getting into trouble here at the top of the nether, just in case some lava falls down on you, that kind of thing. But not to worry, it looks like we have reached the nether roof. We've got the bedrock here above us, and we need to find a patch like we found before in order to get up onto the roof of the nether. This right here seems like a likely spot. Let's see if we can find... Oh, yeah, that looks perfect. That right there should be totally fine. And now we'll need a couple of things. We'll need some slabs. We'll need some ender pearls. Do you think we can do this with a daylight sensor? I reckon we can do this with a daylight sensor. Let's ender pearl on top of this daylight sensor over here, and then we can jump up onto the nether roof. Fantastic. We're up. All right. Now let's take a quick note of the coordinates here and make sure that they correspond to the coordinates of our nether portal in the overworld. Okay, so I've made my nether portal up here on the roof of the nether. I'm going to step back through it to the overworld, and this is mainly to demonstrate the fact that we're going to end up in that nether portal in the Woodland Mansion. There we go, like so. We walk through and we're in the Woodland Mansion. However, when I step back through this portal, it is going to take me back through to the one on the nether floor rather than the one on the nether roof, and that is because the game does not want me getting onto the roof of the nether naturally. So even though we have an active portal on the roof of the nether, getting through a nether portal in the overworld is not typically going to take us there until we try something very specific. So that's really the first part of this process. That's the first thing we're going to do today, is make sure we can build a portal on the roof of the nether that's actually going to let us get up there. Hey folks, welcome back. So here we are, ready to break bedrock over here at the nether portal that I've set up. This is right out here, 732, negative 551, or thereabouts. This is roughly the set of coordinates that we had for the nether portal to the Woodland Mansion, and we're going to be breaking bedrock around here, and we're going to be using the same method we've used in previous episodes, the most recent one being when we were breaking all that bedrock on the end gateway portals. We've got a ton of redstone repeaters, comparators, and so forth. We've got TNT and minecarts, all the pistons and stuff set up here ready to go, and I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I got my ender chest out here as well. We got a few extra bits in that. I'm also using it to clear up my inventory. We've got the redstone box in there in case we need any more components, but I'm pretty sure I remember how to do this. And of course, we got the flint and steel here in case we need to relight the portal, because going to be exploding a lot of stuff around here in a minute. All right, we need to drop an activator rail over here. We want a lever there. All of these repeaters are set to 4 ticks. We need to make ourselves a TNT minecart, which I have a few minecarts in here already, but we might need to craft a couple more for this because we're going to be breaking a lot of bedrock, actually. I should really mention that up top here. We are going to have to break at least, I'd say, 10 pieces of bedrock, so this is really going to take a little while. First up, though, minecart with TNT. Let's explode that. Let's check that the piston here fires as it should do. Yep, there we go. We did break the portal. I thought we might. Okay, that's all set up. We need to put a redstone block on top of that, and then we need to break this obsidian. I really should have brought something other than obsidian for this, but no worries. We need to have the lever turned off for a second so that we can set up this little piece of redstone around the corner to here. And then we need to try the same thing with this sticky piston over there, and you guys know the routine. This should lose its head as well. And it didn't. Okay, fair enough. We're going to have to reset that then. Okay, we got it that time. No worries, no worries. All right, let's take out these repeaters. Let's remove this obsidian. And yeah, this is weird muscle memory at this point. I did this so much in order to break the bedrock around those end gateways. So I kind of have this weird, like, reflexive knowledge of all of this stuff now. I can't quite explain why I'm doing things the way I'm doing them. I just know that I am. All right, folks, moment of truth. Let's see if I've remembered how to do this right. We need to take away these 2 redstone blocks. And then once we remove this piece of redstone here, bam, there we go. That broke. The piston is facing upwards, and we have a hole in the bedrock. Unfortunately, that hole doesn't lead down to an open space down into the nether, but that's not a problem because we're actually going to create a ton more open spaces down into the nether by duplicating this process a number of times. And that is going to require clearing out a large space of the bedrock here. And then, of course, we want to clear out enough space that we can build this setup again and put everything one block further down so that we can actually create a larger pit here. So this is going to take a little while, and I'm going to do the rest of this off camera because goodness knows it's a bit of a headache to do. Although I expect there might be some cynical folks in the comments who expect me to do all of this in creative mode if I just cut away and come back. So you know what, yeah, we'll do this in the form of a time lapse. Oh, friends, we got lucky. We got really, really lucky. So I broke 4 pieces of bedrock in a line. I was expecting to have to break out a lot more, but luckily for me, there were 3 pieces under there that had netherrack below, and that was really all we needed, because as you can see right now, my Y coordinate is at Y 128, right? So that is the roof of the nether. That is the top of the roof of the nether, and if you place obsidian embedded into the roof of the nether, you're still at Y128 when you walk through the portal, and it won't let you teleport back to that coordinate. However, by being able to take out the bottom 2 pieces of netherrack there and place the bottom 2 pieces of the obsidian portal in the top of the nether roof like that, 1 block lower at Y126, I guess, because when I'm standing on them I'm at Y127, that is enough for you to be able to not only go through the portal and come out at the Woodland Mansion where we had the portal set up in the first place, but now, ladies and gentlemen, now, if I walk back through this portal, I come out on the opposite side, and I am on the nether roof. Look at that. That is super cool. And so this is how we are going to get our Vindicator friends onto the nether roof in the first place. And obviously this is going to be a heck of a job because Vindicators are incredibly damaging, even to somebody wearing full diamond armor, give or take the elytra, then they are going to be a little bit damaging. So we're going to have to do our best to make sure that they are instantly secured when they come out here. We're probably going to put minecarts or boats around here just to make sure that they get caught in something that we can hold them there and they're not going to immediately attack me when I step through the portal, because that loading screen lag is all the time it takes for a Vindicator to come at you with an axe, and then it's curtains. So yeah, we need to be very, very careful about this. I need to go away and prepare, because I've got all of this stuff on me that I'm probably going to have to put away. And I guess we could pack up some of it in the ender chest, but yeah, my ender chest is a giant mess right now. It's got cookies and fish and all sorts of stuff here. So give me a second. I did not expect this to happen so soon. So thankfully, we're going to be able to get some more of this episode done today. Okay, so I was able to get everything condensed down into the shulker boxes and stuff after all, and we're going to step through this portal. First of all, I have surrounded it with 4 boats, so when the Vindicator exits this portal, hopefully it's going to walk up onto the bedrock ceiling around here and immediately get caught in one of these boats. That is basically one of my only chances at survival at this point, and I need to make sure that I can jump out of the portal in a direction that isn't going to contain a Vindicator, so here's hoping that we're able to get one of them trapped in the boats. And once it's in the boat, it's actually going to be fairly simple getting him back to the central portal that I have built over at my gold farm. Or did I take that portal down? Either way, we can build another one, and it'll take us straight to the castle portal, and from there we can basically track the Vindicator wherever we want to. We can basically kite him around and make sure that he is following me the entire time until we get him where we want him to go. So first of all, we got to hop through this portal and get ourselves a Vindicator. Here's hoping this goes well. Famous last words, I think, right? So yeah, we should be able to get the Vindicator out of the corner here using minecarts. That should be nice and simple, and the trick here, of course, is going to be making sure he stays in the minecart the entire way along. Once we get him back to this area, I don't know why I'm breaking all of these with this shovel. That seems like a silly thing to do, but once we get him over here, what I plan to do is have him go through, let's say, like a glass block or something here, or a slab or something transparent that he won't be able to walk back through. But then in front of the portal here, we can have him get onto an activator rail with the minecart, and hopefully if he's riding the minecart like so, what will happen is he goes around this corner like this, a little bit slow, and as soon as he hits this activator rail, bang, he gets thrown out of the minecart into the portal. That actually went perfectly. So being an entity rather than a player, he should just teleport through immediately. When we go through to the other side, if we give him a little bit of time, he should be stuck in one of those boats. Just to make sure he can't get out of here if for whatever reason he doesn't end up getting thrown into the portal, I am going to quickly make myself a couple of slabs here just to be on the safe side. And by putting a slab there, we can make sure that that's a 1.5 block high gap that he won't be able to go through, and he shouldn't take any damage going through there, because of course preserving these guys is also going to be kind of important. This last little section here we're going to do up with powered rail. We're going to put some redstone there to power that lot, and then hopefully this should all go according to plan. Push the minecart into the corner. It's going to pick him up. He's in the cart already. He's raised the axe like he's seen me. But in there he goes, and bam! Through the portal instantaneously. All right, and the minecart comes out the other side. I can collect that, and we can use it to maybe get another Vindicator in here if we need to. But fingers crossed, he should have emerged on the other side of that portal. The game will have loaded those chunks of the nether for a second, and he should be in one of the boats on the other side. And because this is a Vindicator who has spawned with a Woodland Mansion, he shouldn't just despawn once he gets out of the proximity of the player. Here's hoping. Now I should just be able to crawl underneath here, step into this portal, and then from there, I'm going to have to be prepared to defend myself just in case he hasn't walked out onto the bedrock ceiling. So I'm going to get my shield up, I'm going to walk through the portal, and we'll see what happens on the other side. Yes! He's in! Ha ha ha! We've got him! Fantastic! That worked out super well. Okay, so we can now take out the rest of these boats. We don't need to worry about those right now. We can tuck them away in a chest or something. Might bring some back if we want another Vindicator. Now, of course, if we get in a Vindicator's boat and start rowing with him, he is going to do some axe-murdery damage to my back. In fact, I can probably get in the boat with him now, considering I'm wearing my diamond armor. Yep, he's attacking me from behind, so we don't really want to be in a boat with him at all. What we want to do is put this boat in a minecart. That's right, folks. That is how we are going to get him back to the center of here without having to worry about powered rail or building a super long rail or anything like that. Because once he's in a boat, in a minecart, perpetual motion takes hold, and it kind of does the same thing it does when we brought shulkers back from the end. We can just place as much rail as we want to, and he will even go off the rail and continue traveling for a decent distance, even if he's not on the rail to begin with. As long as he has motion in the right direction, that is really all we want. So let's place down a little bit of minecart rail. This is going to be the first time I've tried this, so it's going to be a little bit weird. Where did I put the rest? I guess I must have used it all up in there. Okay, let me get some minecart rail out of this box. I've got 42. That should be enough. And which way is home? I think it's this direction, so he's actually popped out the perfect side of the portal for us. What I want to do is try placing a diagonal piece of track here, like so, and hopefully that should start him off on a diagonal path. And then what I'm going to try and do is follow him once he's in this minecart. We'll see how this goes. I should probably start a little bit of powered rail here first, just to make sure that we can get him in the minecart in the first place. But this should technically just propel him onwards in that direction. If it doesn't, that's fine, because we can probably just come back and put a whole bunch of rail down. But if we can do this without all of that rail, so much the better. So let's give this a try. Oh, okay, the minecart is not going to connect with him in the boat right now. Perhaps the minecart needs to be traveling a little bit faster. No, okay, I think there must be some sort of way we can do this. There we go, and oh, whoa, okay, no, that's not what we wanted. That's not what we wanted. Oh gosh, help. All right, I can get him, I just need to get the boat back, and oh gosh, these guys are fast. Huh! Nope, okay, we've lost the boat. We have lost the boat. It did the ghost thing. It's in my inventory. I just have to, yep, there we go. Okay, now he's calmed down a little bit. Oh gosh, dang it. The boats are so glitchy right now. Yes, okay, we got him. We got him back in there. I knew he was going to loop around on me like that. It's the corners. The corners of minecart rails work so well for this stuff, but you got to get them on the corners first. So that's actually a little difficult, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem now he's here. Whoa, okay, yeah, it probably helps if I don't get in the boat with him, though. Let's try the same stunt we just pulled, but let's actually get him heading in the right direction. Let me just quickly check that is right. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, and now if I push the minecart into him this way, like so, yes, there we go, and he's off, kind of. He seems to be steering it himself a little bit, though. That's not ideal. Okay, so my plan was basically just to come up here, put a block in front of him like that to steer him slightly. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. He does seem to be headed off in a very specific direction, and now he's come to a stop. Okay, so we are probably going to have to make rail all the way over there. That's kind of a shame. What I was really hoping was that he would be able to just head off in that direction, and maybe... Yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with me tracking him right now. I think it may just be the direction the boat is facing, so I wonder if we could, like, aim him a little bit that way. But no, it does seem like every time he turns a corner, he just wants to head in that sort of direction. For some reason, he is drifting towards the positive X direction, but still towards positive Z as well, and that's kind of the direction we need him to go. Unfortunately, we are going to have to stop him here, and yeah, I think I'll probably solve this by going and getting some rail. Ultimately, it looks like my plan did not quite pay out, because I did not think that he was just going to be drifting towards the positive axis in both directions. Turns out he is. Okay, not to worry. We'll get some rail. We'll do this the old-fashioned way. I am really, really glad this setup works well, though, because in theory, we are going to be getting a couple more Vindicators from that Woodland Mansion and bringing them over to the area where I want to set up Vindicator-based farms. And yes, I could, of course, go and get myself a Vindicator from a raid nearby the area, but... where would be the fun in that? Okay, so presuming I can tap him in the right direction, like so, maybe blocking with the shield so he doesn't hit me, then, oh god, yeah, okay, he stunned my shield there. That was not the wisest move. Let's see if I can maybe put a boat behind him or something to push him in the right direction. I just want him to get the tiniest little bit of momentum off this starting block, and having removed the block behind him, that doesn't really seem to be happening. How about if I do this? Maybe if I get in the boat with him. Yes, there we go. Okay, he's off. He's off to the races. And I should really have my elytra on so I can keep up with him. But no, once again, he does seem to be just drifting back towards me in this direction. Oh, well. Whoa, okay. He leapt a little bit there. That's not the best. Okay, stop, please. Sir. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have ourselves a nether portal right here next to the gold farm, which should hopefully now lead out to the overworld in an appropriate place, but it doesn't quite lead to where you might expect. I thought I had built this directly over the center of the nether hub, so I thought, naturally, this nether portal is going to take us out to the nether portal that is underneath my castle, right? Turns out, I was slightly wrong about that, and it lands me here in the iron farm, which is a little bit strange, but I'll take it, actually, because that actually is going to be slightly easier to get the Vindicator out of here. It's going to mean we can set up minecart rails that go over to the area near the trading hall, which is actually where I plan to set up these animal farms that I'm going to be doing with the Vindicator in the first place. It means I don't have to get him out of the basement past all of the pillagers who are out there, who he probably thinks of as his friends at this point. And unfortunately, now I've come back through to the overworld to show you that I have to go back through into the nether, and I'm not going to end up on the nether roof, because that portal isn't embedded in the nether roof like the other ones are. But luckily, I should just be able to fly back up there, and we can continue from where we left off. Alright, let's make our way back up here. I have brought the Vindicator halfway over to this point, because it was just going to take an awful lot of rails, so I figured I may as well bring him halfway. But right here, we have a rail track that stretches the entire length of the remaining distance to the Vindicator, and as you can can see, yeah, I kind of had to stop the diagonal and just go straight for a little while to get him back closer to the center. But right here in this netherrack box in the distance, pretty soon he should pop into view. In the minecart, there he is. In the minecart, in the boat, is our friend the Vindicator. And if I turn this on and step into the boat with him, we should get this thing rolling, and I should be able to get out of the boat again nice and quickly. And hopefully the activator rail that we put over there will just launch him straight into the portal from where he was. Let's find out, shall we? There we go, and he's away! And he did a few hearts worth of damage to me in the process, but we can follow his progress here by flying alongside him with the elytra. It's funny, he goes a little bit faster than running pace and even this kind of like elytra bouncing pace, but then I get way faster than him when I'm using the elytra, so I have to slow down a little bit once we're over here. Yep, he should be turning the corner any second now. Yeah, I think the kind of curved sections back there are actually giving him a little bit of trouble, but without powered rails, he is still making his way over here. No problem. Look at that. We can kind of see him approaching the gold farm in the distance. Let's see if we can get a screenshot for the thumbnail over here or something like that. But then once he gets over to the nether portal, hopefully we should eject him from the minecart and the boat. And no, okay, he's just been ejected from the minecart, but he is still in the boat. That actually might be a useful tip if you want to remove a Vindicator from a minecart like that. Just run him over an activator rail like that. But now, if I remove the boat... Hopefully, yes, okay, he's walked up into the nether portal. That should exit towards the iron farm where, as you saw in the overworld, I have placed a bunch of boats that should hopefully trap our Vindicator. One of the 4 boats, much like we did over here in the nether, should now contain that Vindicator. Let's hop on through to the other side and see which one he ended up in. Perfect! Yes, there he is! He's in! Oh, he's in, ladies and gents. That has worked flawlessly, and I'm so happy about that fact, because yeah, moving these guys around is a bit of a pain, let me tell you. It is trouble, and of course, moving them around in boats, they damage you the entire time. Pushing them around in a minecart is not that much fun either, but minecarts and boats combined is the future of transport, ladies and gentlemen. Get on board. So I think what we're going to do, just to wrap up this episode, because we are running a little bit short on time to make the farm in today's episode, I'm going to move him out to this area, which was previously my chorus fruit farm. I've been farming a little bit of purple stuff over here. I think we're probably going to close this thing down and we will set it up again somewhere else when I need more purple blocks. I simply do not build with enough purple blocks right now to really justify this staying here, but I haven't taken it down yet because I wanted to figure out what I was going to use it for after that. I think it's going to be our cow farm, so we can have that nice and close to the trading hall and trade with the butchers. I keep saying cow farm, but it can potentially also be a sheep farm, a pig farm, a chicken farm, whatever we want this guy to kill. Once he is name tagged as Johnny, he will. The one problem right now is making sure no iron golems spawn around there so that they would accidentally take him out, because I do not want this guy dying under any circumstances. So I'm just going to set up a couple of quick rails. We're going to move him as far into that area as we can, and then we are going to protect him at all costs from any of the iron golems that may still be roaming the area. Okay, folks, we have the rail all set up now. All that remains is to hopefully swipe up this Vindicator in his boat, bring him along here via minecart, and get him into the box I have prepared for him, all without alerting these villagers to his presence, because it occurs to me that a Vindicator is still a threat to these villagers, and they could very well start spawning iron golems again, even though I have disabled the iron farm by blocking off their line of sight to the zombies. Hopefully they are far enough away that they won't be able to see this guy, but hopefully now... Yeah, that's not really enough momentum, is it? I think we might need to include a little bit more of a run-up for our minecart here. Yes, okay, we've got him, and he's away! Oh, fantastic stuff. Okay, we can get him out of here into the box I have prepared, and this is going to be a maximum security prison for this Vindicator. In the meantime, I've got a box over here made out of obsidian. He should drift off the rail. He does his weird thing of going southeast towards the positive coordinates. There must be some kind of buggy thing related to that. Anyway, we're going to seal him up in there, and that is where we're going to wrap up today's episode. And of course, like I said, you really don't have to go to all of this trouble. You can just snag a Vindicator from a raid if you want to, but I think it's kind of fun that we got a guy over here from the Woodland Mansion, and we could always go back and get some more now that we know how easy it is and we have the portals set up to do it. Well, folks, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Minecraft Survival Guide. My name has been Pixlriffs. Don't forget to leave a like on this episode if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now.